From the Mona Lisa to a picture of your cousin Lisa, every work of art seems just a little more special when it's in a frame. In this episode, we'll dig into the Motion Design Elements library and have some fun with frames. Think about all the different ways you've seen a picture frame used. Sometimes a frame is as noticeable and significant as the art itself. Other times it's subtle, simple, and understated. Sometimes a picture frame is used to encase objects that aren't pictures at all. While you can certainly get creative with a picture frame, the possibilities for DJ's animated frames are virtually unlimited. So sit back and relax and take 5 as we have fun with frames. Tip number 1, create words of art, using frames as funky ways to emphasize text. Sometimes you want to highlight a piece of text, whether it's a single word or the complete title of a program. A frame is a great way to bring the viewer's eye right where you want it. Let's start with juice drop number 38 from the Pastel Sketch volume to construct a simple example of framing text using animated frames. Say you're creating a memory video for your family, and you'd like a simple graphic element to separate each section of the video. We'll use this juice drop as a background for our vacation segment graphic. Simply lay your text over the background and position it where you want it. Then, on your editing software's timeline, lay the animated frame of your choice, choose the alpha key option, and place the frame in the appropriate place to highlight or frame your text. This is a very simple way of framing text, but adds some visual interest and movement to the graphic. Let's quickly look at a second way to make a word of art, creating a show open for a made-up show for aspiring artists called Kickstart Your Art. I'll start with this jump back as our background, quickly add our text, and again, key an animated frame, in this case frame number 41, directly over our background and our text. To add some visual interest, we move some of our text to a higher layer than the frame and let it overlap the edges of our animated frame, making for a more professional, layered-looking graphic. You could even take it up a notch by animating the text in, sliding some of the text under the frame and other text over the frame, giving you a very high-end look quickly and easily. Tip number 2, look at my logo! Use animated frames to draw the viewer's eye to your brand. One cool way I've used animated frames is to bring the viewer's eye from wherever it is on the screen to exactly where I want it. It's the kind of if you move it they will watch theory. Let's start with a background. I selected this background because it has a center, a natural place for the logo for our fake cyber company TechCheck to come to rest. While this looks pretty good already, with a few simple steps and some digital juice magic, we can go from so-so to Video Pro. In your editing app, simply place the animation on your background or lowest video track, with the animated frame on the track just above, and your logo on the video track just above that. Scale the animated frame back to 0, with the center of the frame matching the center of the background. Then set a keyframe at the frame's final position, so the frame seems to come from the center of the background. You could even add some rotation on the frame to add to the effect. Once you have the frame moving how you want, simply scale your logo very large and set the opacity to 0. Then move the logo to its final position with full 100% opacity. The animated frame helps draw your eye directly to the logo and adds a pro look to your graphic. Tip number 3, frame a fragment. Using a frame to highlight a portion of your video. Just like picture frames aren't always used for framing pictures, animated frames aren't always used for framing text or logos. Sometimes you may want to draw attention to a particular piece, part, or portion of your video. This clip from DJ's Video Tracks library is perfect for our example. Suppose once our subjects walk into the frame, we wanted to draw the viewer's attention to a specific spot on the screen. Simply keying an animated frame over your video and positioning it to highlight a particular area is a quick and easy way to draw attention to that area. Taking this concept a step further, you could colorize the video inside or outside of the frame to create yet another cool look. One additional step, adding a nice script font, and you very quickly and easily created a professional looking program element that is ready to air. Tip number 4, use borders in backgrounds. using animated frames to highlight a portion of your background animation. Just like we discussed with video, sometimes you might want to bring focus to a certain area of an animating background. It just happens that Digital Juice has a few thousand of these backgrounds to work with. With the holidays right around the corner, I've chosen background number 2 from set number 221 off Editor's Toolkit 9, Christmas Tools. As I browse the DJ libraries in the Juicer, I noticed that frame 94 has a similar look. As your DJ library grows, you'll discover more and more elements that work together to make your own custom creations. I'm going to start by putting 2 clips of the background on my first 2 video layers, then add the frame on the 3rd layer or top layer. I can then alter my background on the 2nd video track in a number of ways. To create a variety of different looks, I highly suggest playing with the different ideas here. Start with colorizing the background, then simply crop the bottom, top, left, and right so that your crop lines are underneath or hidden by the frame on top. And your original background can be seen around the edges of the frame. As you can see, this creates a unique look and an element that is ready for text, a logo, or video to quickly be added. As I mentioned, I encourage some playtime when it comes to creating custom graphics like this. You'll probably learn a bit more about your editing software, discover new ways to use your DJ libraries, and unleash some of that inner creativity that's always eager to get out. On top of all that, you'll create more professional looking products and you'll have some fun. Tip number 5, build a bump. Using a portion of an animated frame to let the viewer know what's coming up next. Bumps. You've probably seen a million of them. They come in all shapes and sizes, but really, they all have one thing in common: their purpose, which is to inform the viewer. Sometimes a bump is used to let the viewer know what's coming up next in a program after a commercial break, or what program is coming up next, or even what programs are coming up later today, later this week, or later in the month. While there are several Digital Juice elements that could be used to build a bump, I thought the animated frame was one of the less obvious elements and would help illustrate how the graphics and animations in the Digital Juice libraries really do have unlimited uses. So let's build a quick bump for DJTV. We'll keep it simple. You can always add complexity once you see the basic idea. Because they are so large, you can scale the elements to nearly any size you wish and use just a portion of the animating frame as a design element, as opposed to using the entire frame, and the quality holds up great. Let's start with a simple solid color background. In this case, Digital Juice Blue. I'll of course need the famous DJTV logo. I've selected this high-tech circular frame because of the shape and perspective of the design. In the Juicer, I can choose to render out just a portion of this very large frame. I plan on using almost half of the full circle, and I can very quickly scale and position that in the Juicer. For those of you working in Adobe After Effects or an editing app that will handle larger resolutions, you can do this in those programs as well. With your DJ Blue solid background on the lowest video track, place the portion of the frame on the next track up and position it to the left-hand side of the screen, positioning it so the exposed top and bottom edges are off the screen. Lay in your text, animate the text for an even more professional look, and you have a quick and easy bump element for your program, using an animated frame from the Motion Design Elements library. Again, just because these motion design elements are called frames doesn't mean you have to use them like a traditional frame. In this old video editor's opinion, that is the power of every Digital Juice library. The fact that you can use the elements, no matter if it's a background, a lower third, a motion design element, a layered Photoshop file, whatever. Regardless of the element, the different ways you can use that element is only limited to your imagination. So there you have it, 5 ways to have fun with frames. Number 1, create words of art. Number 2, look at my logo. Number 3, frame a fragment. Number 4, use borders in your backgrounds. And number 5, build a bump. Now, I've only scratched the surface of what you can create using animated frames. The possibilities, truly endless. However, hopefully some of these ideas will get your creative juices flowing enough for you to explore your own ways to have fun with frames. I can tell you from experience, there's no better way to kickstart your creativity than to sit down with a Digital Juice library, or 2 or 3 or 4, and just start experimenting. Until next time, don't forget to balance work and play, and every once in a while, stop and take 5.